All right, guys, this is Pat.
And I'm Aaron.
Here today with the all-new Reedin Supermodel V4 HTF. What's up, guys? This is Pat with MACkite Here today on a gusty, rainy April afternoon. Got the brand new Reedin Supermodel HTF 9 meter. Big shout out to Nick Baines for taking the set up here. Yeah, get a little more test on it and give you guys some feedback. Check her out. So I've gotten out on this kite I've only had one really good session on it, but powered up on the 9 meter. It was a bit gusty, so a bit all over the place with the kite, but it's a solid kite. Really, really good, really happy with it. Building off of last year's V3, which is already a solid kite. I know that was probably Jake Mitchell's favorite kite last year in the shop.
Right.
They just kind of refined it. They changed the leading edge of the kite slightly as far as the construction layup of it. And really just kind of made this kite a little bit snappier, a little more lively. So it's a bit, I wouldn't necessarily say it's faster turning, it's a bit faster, but it's just a bit crisper.
Yeah, cool, cool.
I think that'd be the best adjective I could think of.
So the Supermodel, Reedin makes, they've got the one kite model, right? Through a size, I think you can go, what, 4 to...
I think it's 4 to 16 now.
Yeah, which is incredible. So being the way that it is as such a versatile, do everything all around kite, and I know that those phrases can be thrown around a little bit haphazardly once in a while, but I feel like this is really one of those desert island kites that you could grab, obviously the one model, and roll with it, get your, the size ranges that you want to cover, and have a blast, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's
really cool.
It's crazy the amount of stuff I've seen done on a Supermodel, from the big air side of things, Kevin Longray, his stuff, some of their other team riders as far as big air, even Nick Baines, our rep. The big air stuff he does on the kite, insane.
Sure.
But Nick will take that same kite and he's throwing laps in the park on unhooking.
And surfing with it too.
And surfing with it too. So I mean, Damien really did a great job designing a kite that will do everything and kind of excel in every situation thrown at it. Which, there's a lot of kites in the industry that market towards that and do that pretty well.
And it's like, it's functional, it's okay, but this one kind of seems to kind of blow your mind a little bit.
Sneaks out a little bit further in front for some reason, and for whatever reason.
What's the magic sauce, guys? What are you putting in here? It's rad though.
So the cool thing they did,
extremely cool.
Yeah, the cool thing they did this year with the HTF Leading Edge, basically they're doing multiple Dacrons on the leading edge.
Got it.
I know I start saying that and everyone thinks Cuban fiber, kites blowing up.
Sure.
They're both the standard Dacron. It's just 2 different weights of Dacron actually.
Got it.
And they have them stitched together in such a way to where it is pretty strong. They overlap slightly, so they do. It's a strong connection. But it's basically down towards the wingtips. They have a lighter weight leading edge material, a little bit flexier.
Yeah, I was gonna say full flex.
So the whole point of that is to get those wingtips to flex out a little bit more, so a little bit less input does about the same turning as an old kite would have done. And so it really just allows that wingtip to flex, and all that steering power of the kite's coming from the wingtip actually flexing and turning. So.
And on the newer models, are we running with a little smaller leading edge now? Is that?
I believe they did shrink the leading edge slightly.
Probably a little higher PSI.
Yeah, a little bit higher PSI, slightly smaller leading edge. But I would say the big difference as far as the performance is coming is that change in material in the leading edge. I mean, I was out 9 meter throwing kite loops on it. It did fine. It's a really quick, snappy turn to the kite loop. Does have a little more pull through, I'd say, than some of the higher aspect 5-strut kites. Those tend to be a little bit snappier of a turn, a little bit less grunty through the pole.
Right.
This has a little bit more oomph through that pole just because it is a little bit more of that like open C shape, I guess, a little bit fatter wingtip.
Yeah.
So you're developing a lot more power through that loop, so you do get that little bit of punch.
How do you feel the loops are? Are they you know, a pivotal or a big sweeping, or somewhere in between?
It's somewhere in between the two. I wouldn't say it's a super pivotal, like snap right around on a pivot point. But it has a little bit of an arc to it, and I think that's where that power is coming through it.
And how about the design through the sizes, right? In a lot of, or sometimes I guess it would be hard to design. You know, when you talk 4 to 16 meter, you know, in the past we've read about, you know, brands, they'd make their design around the 12 meter size, and then they'd kind of like bump this one up, shrink these ones down. How do you feel Reedin did? Maybe that's a loaded question. I don't know. When you've got that big of a range.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Damien about it myself yet, but this
question's coming, Damien.
Talking to Nick, talking to some of the other people that work with him at Reedin, I think he designed every single, like I think he started out probably on a 12 meter, but every single kite
got its own.
Is designed basically from its own. Like,
and that's what we want to hear.
It's a full redesign basically for every single size in the line.
And that's what you want to hear. You don't want, you know, when you talk kite design, you don't want them to just start with the 12 meter or whatever flagship size. Yeah, inflate one, shrink them, you know. So yeah, shrink the file. Right. That's good to hear. That means that they're taking account how you're going to be flying. You know, obviously small kites, 4 or 5, anything below 9, you're going to be in higher winds. Anything in the middle, you might be moderate, and then lighter on the big sizes. So we fly those kites differently, you know, depending on the conditions. So yeah, I would expect that they would, you know, design accordingly. So that's really cool to hear.
That's one thing I've heard about Damien time and time again.
Meticulous,
meticulous perfectionist.
Yes.
He will not release a kite unless he thinks it's perfect to his standards. So it's,
which is good for you.
Yeah, great for the end user there. And I mean, their kites for being they've been in the market for 4 years now.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
It seems like so much longer. Like you think Reedin, and it's like, well, yeah, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's been 4 years.
4 years.
I mean, they're doing a great job. I mean, they're like, as far as to come out of the gates, I'd hate to say they hit a home run right out of the gates, but they kind of did. They kind of did. They nailed
no way around that.
They nailed the design from the get-go, and they've just been refining it since then and making it incrementally better year by year.
If you had 3 things for the viewer to talk about on the Supermodel, what would you say? What 3 important takeaways would we have?
So I'd say no matter what you throw out this kite,
it can do it.
It can do it, and it's going to make you have that much more confidence, have that ability to push yourself that much further out of your comfort zone than what you're used to. I mean, it's a little bit more bar pressure, I guess I'd say, than some of the other kites in this field, I guess.
Got it.
Like you have control of the kite. You feel it.
Sure. Which is good.
I wouldn't say it's heavy. It's not like an overly heavy bar pressure, like an old crossbow or whatever, like where you're sheeting in your arm, you're getting a forearm workout from
Might as well just grab a hold of a truck bumper as it's going down the road.
But I can appreciate that sometimes when you're 30 feet up in the air,
you want to know where
backwards, upside down.
You want to know where the kite's
You want to know where the kite's at, and you know exactly where the kite is at all times in these turns. One thing
that sounded good.
One gripe I do have about it. They're running the MACkite system somehow. Still, which it's not a bad system.
You kind of either love that or hate that.
Yeah, and I don't hate it, especially with the improvements that it was made with liquid force over the years, where they had a better seal on it. It's just one of those things where it's an adapter you don't expect to bring out.
Now they do bring, they give you 2, right?
They give you 2
one on the pump, and then they give you 1 extra in the bag. And the MACkite, if you're not familiar, it's just a bigger, what is that? It's about 1 inch diameter. I liked it. I remember when LF came out with that back in the day. I thought, it's a trapdoor inflation system, and so it's a pressure fit where you literally just pressure fit the nozzle in, and then as you generate pressure by pumping the kite up, back pressure keeps that trapdoor shut. And I was like, I'm not mad at this. This is pretty clever.
Yeah, now they add an extra O-ring on the internal of the cap itself.
Okay, just for
a double seal,
and
basically.
If you get some sand in there or something like that, it'll help it seal up.
So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that valve
Absolutely,
system.
No,
it's just one of those ones where
it's just different.
The kites here in the demo room rarely have the valve with them.
That's not your fault. that's our
fault.
We got a lot of monkeys.
So it's just one of those things where it's one of those things. If you're buying the kite, it does come with 2. I would probably pick up an extra 2 on top of that just to just to have.
Yeah, and what we're talking about is just the inflation nozzle, and there's one that comes in the kite bag, and then there's one that comes on the pump.
Yes.
Right, and then we're just saying maybe grab an extra one if you're a little bit dropsy. So make sure that because you absolutely need that valve adapter to use the kite.
I guarantee if you go in my truck, there's 3 or 4 on the floor somewhere that I have no idea where they're at, and they're buried under something.
And you'll find them, and you're like, yes.
But no, I mean, great kite.
Yeah.
It'll do everything you throw at it. And I would put anybody from a beginner to an expert rider on this thing, and you'll fall in love with the kite.
Well, based on what you've talked about, I haven't flown these yet, and I apologize, guys, to the Reedin crew. I will absolutely make an effort to get out on these, but I like what you were saying about the bar pressure being
moderate.
It's moderate. You can feel where it's at. It's not spongy. It's not a bull ride. You can it's something that's not get fatigued flying, but then you can always tell where the kite's at, and that's a big plus to just based on bar feel, know exactly where the kite's at. And then the versatility, and then the wide size range, just absolutely killer with Reedin. So.
It's very rare to find a kite that flies so well, and no matter what size you're on the range. Like usually, I have the sizes I like in a kite range. Like there's a specific size I gravitate to more so.
Yep.
And in a different wind range, I'll gravitate towards a different kite than that.
Yep.
You hand me a Supermodel any day of the week, I'll leave the water smiling.
You're good, yes. Yeah. That's a good, I love it. All right, dude, take us out, man.
All right, well, this has been Pat.
And I'm Aaron.
With MACkiteboarding.com. Thanks for checking out the new Reedin Supermodel V4 HTF.
Awesome. See you guys on the water.
Catch you later.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, actually is a sick kite.